Kristen, to the left.
Yesterday, Scott Frost said that he felt like he was doing Vernon Adams a disservice by having him out there when he wasn't 100%. How do you adjust the offense then? Do you try to run the ball a little bit more, or how do you prepare for Colorado in that way?
Well, each game plan is different, and we've got some skilled guys at wideout, we've got some skilled guys at running back, and some skilled guys at tight end, and so it'll just depend kind of on how that plays out, game plan by game plan. But yeah, anytime, I think we talked about this on Sunday night, anytime you've got a situation, a medical situation, when the trainer says he's up or down, that's easy. We don't make those calls when it's kind of a gray area. And I'm not speaking specifically of Vernon, but in general, when you're trying to get into the psychological side of things, the confidence side of things, that's where it's most difficult. Again, a lot of these guys are very competitive guys. They want to be out there no matter what, and you weigh that. But we're going to always put who we think is giving us our best chance out there.
Are you expecting to see maybe a more confident Colorado team now that they've had some results, and maybe, I'm sure they probably think they can beat you guys after last week?
Definitely. I mean, they're playing absolutely, with a ton of confidence. The way things have set up for them, they're absolutely riding high on offense, on defense, on special teams. Played really well last week, created a ton of turnovers, and you can see that the confidence is building.
After the game, you had guys like Hardrick and Buckner both said that some of the young guys needed to pull their weight a little bit more, and that maybe when they put on the uniform after coming to such a winning program, they expect to win, and it takes more than that. Do you kind of get that sense from any of the young guys?
Well, we harp on that all the time, and that could be fifth-year senior, that could be a true freshman, that could be a coach, that could be anybody. Is we don't get. I always say we don't get points because the O shows up. They don't put 21 points on the board. You have to earn every single inch every single day, and that absolutely is can happen. Guys just show up and they expect to get whatever, and it's all disguised as really hard work.
Johnstone talked about how the offensive line is messing up a lot of little simple things that's causing some problems to the running game. But also, you guys have a ton of receiver talent. But other than the first half of the first game, you haven't been able to stretch defenses and tackle them at all. How much is that hurting the run game as well?
It's all part of it. Yeah, no question. I mean, our offense is based on attacking every inch of the field. The width, the depth, and putting that all together. And whether it's time and score of the game, or execution, or game planning, or whatever, we haven't gotten into that rhythm to the extent that we're accustomed to, and that's something that absolutely we're working on.
Sticking with kind of the run game, is it maybe more important now that you can run the ball with the quarterback struggles or your situation at quarterback, the importance of being able to get the 6-7 yards on first down? Absolutely.
Being in 2nd and 3 is a lot easier than 2nd and 12 or whatever the situation is, and we just have to be efficient. We have to be able to run the ball when we want to run the ball. You have to be able to throw the ball when everybody knows you need to throw the ball. You have to be able to get that done to be a great offensive team.
Tyree said today that urgency is a big thing that you've been preaching this week in practice. Is that something that you didn't see a week before, or why is that a special point of emphasis right now?
Well, that's one thing I think I said after the Michigan State game is it's easy to talk about. We talk about that every single day. A sense of urgency, because we're trying. That's something you have to create in training to duplicate game time as much as you possibly can. Invariably, an inexperienced guy, a younger guy, maybe even an experienced guy, it's like, okay, yeah, coach, whatever. But then you see that show up in a game and you win, they're still, whatever, coach. When you lose, it matters, right? Now, and hopefully that urgency is created after a game like Utah. You have a very captive audience if they're good guys, and I think our team is filled with good guys that want to respond the right way. And unfortunately, sometimes that's what it takes, is getting taking a shot in the nose and bouncing back.
Mark, sometimes young people are more resilient than adults. Have you seen your players bounce back on their own pretty well, or did you guys have to rally the troops, so to speak?
I think both. I think absolutely they're a lot more resilient than because again, we always have that fantastic view of things that our players in 50 years, what they're going to look like, certainly in months or years or whatever. And when that isn't fulfilled the way you foresee, that's very frustrating, et cetera, et cetera. But, our guys have bounced back well. There's some veteran guys that have struggled. There's some younger guys that have struggled. But yesterday and today, they've given great effort. And, it's literally what is our response? What happens now? We can't dwell on what is lost. We can be excited about what we have left. And today is it.
Thank you.
Thanks.